The On Cloud 6 may be the perfect sneaker, but before you go ahead and spark this up, you guys let me know, what is your current favorite pair of running sneakers? It could be On, it could be New Balance. Go ahead and comment that down below. And if you're not a runner, just comment down below just your everyday sneaker. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it, and yeah, let's see what all the hype is about.
All right, hold up. I gotta take these off first before we talk.
That is crazy. How do you get that thing in the back? That is super tough. Can I put the brightness up? I feel like I can barely see it. Not me skipping the 2 minutes. That is crazy.
All right, hold up. I gotta take these off first
That's
before we
super
talk
dope.
about them. But just
wait, can we first talk about how this guy is like? I'm guessing this is his room. It literally looks like a sneaker warehouse in his back, like in the background of the video. Like that is crazy.
Just no, fantastic. Yeah. So this is the
Got
On
some Air
Cloud
Forces
Tilt,
in there, some
and
AE
this may be the most
ones.
comfortable shoe I've ever worn. Let's get into it.
Most comfortable, okay. I like how they make their boxes. I also got an On Cloud 6 the other day, and if you guys want to see that review, I'll put it up here on the screen for you guys to check it out. But I love the way their boxes come out. I believe they come with an extra pair of laces too. I don't know if this shoe does, but
What's going on, everybody? It's Mike from the Sneaker History Podcast, and we are back with another video. Guys, thank you so much for joining, and I really do hope you guys are liking this holiday sneaker guide. This is, of course, another entry into that list, and this is meant for me to be able to help you guys as it comes to figure out what sneakers to buy yourself, what sneakers to buy your family, your friends.
And also, if you guys want to tap in with him and his whole, I think this is a holiday sneaker guide. I don't know how long this came out ago, 5 months ago. So we are kind of late, but I know there's still going to be gems dropped in here. So if you do want to check the video out or even his channel, I'll put the video down below in the description. But let's not do too much
Whatever
talking.
it may be, because there's a lot of different things out there, a lot of different types of sneaker collectors or sneaker buyers. Because not everyone is
that
a collector.
sneaker spinning
But with
is
that
fun.
being said,
That's all I have my attention on. It looks super hard. If you guys can, let me know what that is in the comment section down below so I can go ahead and cop that for myself.
sneakers are equally expensive, from the runners to the retros, you name it. So before you put your hard-earned money on that counter or fill in that internet checkout sheet, take a look at the videos. I hope this can help get you guys to feel more comfortable in your purchases, so that we get a full breakdown, a full story of whatever sneakers we're talking about. And today, I think the sneaker we're looking at is going to really be a convergence or an intersection for every type of sneaker lover, because this sneaker is futuristic looking, it is comfortable, it has become more and more popular. So
what about stylish? How the colorways looking like?
For comfort, people looking for that new tech. I think it brings them all together, because this sneaker does it all. And this, and I will warn you, this is not
is that baby noises?
Recency bias. I wear a lot of shoes. I see a lot of shoes on a daily basis, and this one stuck out to me as literally the most comfortable shoe I've put on in a very, very long time. And today, guys, we're looking at the On Cloud Tilt. Now, first things first, shout out to the On family for sending this.
Now, I do want to give you guys a little bit of like background. I've never heard of the On Cloud Tilt. The only ones I've heard of, I believe, are the On Cloud Monster, the On Cloud 6, like that whole line, and not really too much. I know this is like a Swiss brand, but they're definitely one of the newer ones in my eyes, because I definitely haven't done my research too much on these sneakers. But yeah, it's a little like
really
background.
Appreciate you guys for getting an entry into the holiday sneaker guide. This is super
got
helpful,
that
because
Cloud
On is a big growing brand that people are flocking towards. And for, if I can help bring some more knowledge about what they're doing, especially with all their cool silhouettes out there.
Should I move my camera? I'll move my camera to the right side so you guys can see a little bit better. Cool.
To be that person to do that. Now, again, this is going to be the On Cloud Tilt, and over the last couple weeks, I've seen that this shoe's become more and more popular. Like, I've been wearing mine to do a wear test for the last 2 weeks, just so I can make sure I give you guys the most in-depth review as I can. But I've seen some other videos out there, and people really love it, which is awesome. I'm glad, because seeing different things like this really broadens the, sneaker landscape, and I love it. People are wearing different things, showing off like their taste, and again, this is really cool to see things like this on people. Me being a big fan of On, like their high performance running stuff, their tennis stuff, and kind of just the in-between running, so maybe just more of the training day-to-day runners. I think they've done a fantastic job. Their apparel, they've done a fantastic job, and this one right here, I think takes the cake, because this one's gonna really, again, span to everybody. Now, you
Right.
know, with On, typically when we do the runners, I like to talk about the cushioning setup, the sole setup first, then work our way up to the top. So we're going to work a little backwards, of course. But this particular setup is a little different from most On sneakers. Of course, you're still going to have your cutouts here. But let's look at another one. So another great sneaker, by the way, is going to be the Cloud Runner 2. Now, I want you guys to look at something. You see the Cloud Runner 2 is really more aggressive with the cutouts on the outsole and sole kit area. So you can see something here that's different on the Cloudtilt. See, it's a little bit more flat, a little bit more one piece. Is not as jagged. It's because this one's meant to be a casual shoe. This is not going to be a trainer.
This one definitely has more stack. It definitely looks like it's more of that everyday vibe, more lifestyle vibe.
Or runner.
Yeah, for
this
sure.
is meant for you, for me,
I hope they have
for
some
anybody
like
wearing a
dope
shoe to be in
colorways
it all day. Whether it's, hey, I gotta go run a bunch of errands. I got some pickups and drop-offs to do for the kids. I need to go to, I don't know, maybe you're taking a vacation. Maybe you're going to Disneyland. You're gonna be doing a lot of walking. This is meant for that. This is meant for all-day comfort, and I tell you guys, they do not disappoint. Like I mentioned before, I've been really wear testing these for a better part of 2 weeks now, and I have to tell you that everything they advertise the shoe as, it does. I know nothing's perfect. I'm sure someone can find a drawback somewhere, but this is as close to perfect as I've seen. And again, I've been wearing lots of runners probably as of late. My retros have been taking a little bit of a back seat because I'm looking for something comfortable as I'm in and out, up and down a lot. Now, with this particular sneaker, they still do use the Helion high performance foam that we get in all the sneakers, all the runners.
Hope y'all can see it a
But
bit on
they
your
take it and put it into this Cloud Tech phase setup. So it's going to be a bit thicker. So we'll look at, again, side-by-side comparison of the Cloud Runner 2. So you see, this one's not as thick with the foam. Still very generous with the foam, but look how thick this is. This is going to give you this really nice, like, slab of foam while still giving you that flexibility with the cutouts with that Cloud Tech that they typically use. Now, with this, when you step into the sneaker, it is immediately...
I wonder what that is for. I've known that On does that a lot. They have those cutouts at the bottom, and I wonder, what is that for? Is that for extra comfortability? Does it allow you to have more of that like cushy feel when you're stepping down? You guys let me know too if you guys have any comments about that, or if you know anything about why they have those little circles, or not circles, but like ovals type of cutouts in the bottom. Let me know why they go ahead and do that. I'm pretty
talking about immediately comfortable.
Into that.
Zero break-in time. You don't have to go walk around for a while. Say, okay, let me get that. How do I get this to like get squishy? This is the perfect blend of softness and responsiveness, because this is not going to be, you look at this like, oh man, it's going to probably be super soft. Maybe it hurts my lower back after a while. They found the perfect sweet spot so that way you're not getting that too soft, but you're getting soft enough to feel like, oh man, this makes a big difference. And I like that. And again, always love the Cloud Tech. I love how different it is. You have the cutouts, which do serve a purpose, because you're going to get, not only do you get the responsiveness from the Helion foam, but with the cutouts here is going to provide some responsiveness when you drop down your weight. You'll be able to spring back up a little bit, and again, get a little bit more.
So for the responsiveness, I'm seeing.
If you've got pink salt, apple cider vinegar, and baking soda in your kitchen, and you're not using this recipe yet, you're
energy return, because this does not have a carbon plate. These cutouts can provide the energy return along with the foam they're using, so that we're going to get that set up. Now, with this particular colorway, we're going to be looking at a kind of this off-white cream midsole area, but when we get to the outsole, it's going to be that same, but we're going to have some, of course, heavy-duty areas with more of the rubber here done up in red, some of the On branding. You're going to have the Helion exposed foam here, and more of that high-wear area of protection with the red rubber on the heel. So, again, I feel like that's probably the most important part of the sneaker. That's why I could start there when it comes to the sneakers and their brand. But let's move on up. Now, the sneaker is going to be done up in, of course, more of a knit style upper. This is going to be mostly recycled. I want to say 90% of the sneaker is recycled. So double check me on that. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at the.
Kind of sounds right, because they do recycled materials.
Just make sure I don't forget anything. But I want to say 90% of the material is recycled. And something else they're doing that is trying to be more eco-conscious and eco-friendly. It's called dope dyeing, which I had never heard of, and I thought it had a really funny name. I thought it was a typo. Heard dope dyeing, I'm like, they mean to say something else, but it is actually a thing. And I looked it up before I did this video so I can provide the most high-level explanation of it, because I'm sure I'm still missing something. But from my understanding, is dope dyeing is when you take the material you're going to be pulling yarn from, you dye it as a whole, so that way you're not using as much dye, really reducing your carbon footprint, So that way you can, once that material's dyed, you can start pulling yarn from it. It's already dyed. And that's my understanding of it. For anyone experienced in that area, if I have missed anything or maybe I've oversimplified that, let me know in the comments. I am completely okay being taught something new because this was new to me and I love having knowledge just in my back pocket if it ever comes up again. So that's my understanding what the dope dyeing is. Now with this color, what do they call this color? I got the box right here. We have our rock and sand. So this is going to be a gradient, which I love how they do the gradients on the Cloudtilt. It's just a really cool look. So as you'll see from the bottom here, we have our toe box here. It's going to be a thicker knit, but it's going to be that sand color. And it's going to slowly have a gradient into the stone color. We're getting closer to the eyelet area. So I love that. It's just a good look, I think. It's not just this bland, oh, all gray, all black, all white.
It's cool.
They put some character into this.
Now,
especially with it being this.
I'm going to be 100% transparent. The only thing that would kind of steer me away from the sneaker is just the lack of, and I don't even say this in a bad way because it's not really like my style, but it's just like, I don't know, it probably is a nice cuttable sneaker, but for me, looks wise, I need it to look like how I want it to look. And I feel like it doesn't look good to me. It doesn't look the best to me. It looks like a very, very like something you would see someone walking with or running with. I feel like what they did with the Rebel V5s was a very great thing because they have like nice lifestyle colors. It looks nice. You can kind of mismatch it. Maybe you go out for dinner. Maybe if you want to use it for a run too, it could work for that. But I feel like the V5 is definitely on that like. Okay. But as I was saying, you guys, I don't know how much to cut off for the video. But with that being said, the oncloudtilt, it just isn't my style. It's not really my vibe. I feel like it's definitely one of those sneakers you think is only for running. Even though it may be very comfortable, and he did say it's more for the everyday lifestyle, like wear. I feel like for me personally, I love what they did with the Robo V5s because they did a really nice job of having really nice colorways where it can be utilized, and it just looks very nice for like any scenario you basically throw it at. So I definitely probably wouldn't say this is my cup of tea in
almost
terms
a
of
one
style.
piece knit upper. That gradient adds a depth, and that depth gives the shoe more character, makes it look better on foot. And then that's my opinion. You guys let me know what you feel about that. Now, of course, you're gonna have your on branding here, right there on the toe, done up in gray. So something I realized, people call these sneakers the QCs because just the way they create the on logo, but it is on. You have to. It's more of like for the top down view. So when you look at that, it's more like for your views, you look down to the shoe because again, you're gonna have the on here, so O-N. So I've heard a lot of people call it QC, and I thought it was funny. I'm like, what did he mean? But then if you look at the shoe from the side, it does look like it says QC, and I just thought it was funny. But anywho, now as we get to the eyelet area, we're gonna have the bottom eyelets are actually knitted to the shoe, which is gonna be kind of this rope setup, which is gonna give you some lockdown around the front. But again, this is not a performance runner, so we don't need as much lockdown, but you still wanna have a secure foot as you're walking in the shoe. We're gonna get up, of course, we're gonna have our fuse backed eyelets here that are gonna be done up in really thick knit, so that way you're not ripping through the eyelet area. Now the best part about this shoe, and I didn't know this until I actually pulled the shoe out of the box because I was wondering like, who in the world thought it was a good idea to knot the laces right here? Like what is that doing? But this is not your traditional lace setup. Guys, these laces
lace setup where you don't have to tie it?
Do you want to know where to invest $1,000 right now? Well, forget about AI.
That's definitely one of the things I heard about On. They have, or I not heard, I actually had a sneaker where you don't even tie it. It literally is tied for you, which is pretty interesting. I recommend you guys go ahead and try them out.
This is basically a slip-on shoe, which made this even better. I mean, of course I can tie my shoes, but when I'm just trying to jump out the house, get in the car and go, I can literally just put my foot in this bad boy and move along. And it's cool because it gives you still the same security of having laces because these are gonna give you some lockdown here on the top of your foot. But all I do is open this bad boy up, put my foot in, good to go. And these are generally easy to put on. It still has kind of a half tongue because it's still mobile. So we have a mobile tongue here, done up in that stone gray. We have our on branding, but it is going to move into a booty type system once you get about about 3 eyelids down. It connects into a booty, so that way you put it on, pop it open, slide your foot in, good to go. Only thing I would recommend for this shoe is a pull tab on an ankle. That'd be the only thing I recommend. I think that'd make it a little easier to put on. And again, we talk about things not being perfect. That is literally the shoe. I think is 99.9% perfect. I think that pull tab on the ankle will make it 100% perfect. But again, that's just a me thing. It is what it is. I'm sure it's still easy. It's not like it's hard to put on, but I just that one little item would have made it better. Now, traditionally with On, I've always noticed this. They have a really different type of ankle collar. A lot of shoes have just a perfect kind of cup shape. These have a more angular shape that actually fits better around your ankle. I think it is more tailored to how an ankle actually is built and how it moves.
For stability?
It makes a lot of sense how they do that, and I like it. It just differentiates itself from other sneakers out there as well. Now, when you get to the ankle collar, it is going to have, again, the On branding. On the lateral side, it does have the Swiss engineering with the little Swiss flag right there. And then inside, I never did pull the insoles out, and I don't think I'm going to today, guys, because they are glued in there. I am not about to do this. Yep, we're not even gonna. Let me try the other one. That's the right shoe. Let's try I told you I had them on. Wasn't joking. Yeah, they're glued down pretty good, so we're not gonna mess with that because you guys already know it takes me forever to take them out and take them back in when it comes to these insoles. But they're gonna be a gray insole, which I should probably take that sticker out. I'm bad about doing that. I end up getting stuck to the sock liner forever, just basically tattooed on there. I am bad about that. Anywho, but it's that stone color. It's mesh liner. You're gonna have On branding in red, which you probably cannot see, but I'm trying. But yeah, guys, this is the shoe, and I think it's, again, perfect. It is $160. I know On is a little pricey.
Yeah, a little bit.
But in the landscape of sneakers, that's pretty in line with everything, I feel like. This is a great looking shoe. I know the Y2K mesh runners are still a big thing, but I feel like people are going to more the technical style as well. And I love that. I think this kind of fits into that technical style, but it's giving you the ability to wear it every day because, yes, I know things with carbon plates you shouldn't be wearing all the time, but people like that look. And this one gives you that look, but with the everyday comfort and without having to spend $250, $300 on that super shoe or that super technical shoe to just walk around in. So this is one I highly recommend, and true to size is what I went here. Size 10 fits perfect. I think wide fitters still say true to size because this is a very, stretchy upper. This thing does have some give to it. So I think, of course, try them on if you can. I will always tell you to try it on. But for anyone buying, I think true to size is a safe way to go if you don't want to try them on.
Actually looks better to me.
Go try them on.
I'm not gonna lie.
This one's definitely one of my higher recommendations when it comes to sneakers to purchase, whether it be for yourself or someone else out there. If you're looking for more of a, something to be in all day, all the time. So check out the On Cloudtilt. Let me know what you guys think, and until next time.
So, that was a pretty shocking video to say the least. What I have to say about the On Cloudtilt is I wonder if you can go ahead and run in these. I wonder if you can do like those easy recovery runs or things like that. The price point wasn't too bad, $160. I feel like prices points of sneakers are going wild right now, so I feel like that's not too bad of a price point. But yeah, I'm very surprised about this On Cloudtilt. You guys may see a review of my own on the channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell so you stay tapped in. But yeah, you guys give me your comments down below about the On Cloudtilt. Will you guys be copying? Have you guys had any previous experience? Just let me know all of that in the comment section. And for now, I really recommend you guys check the On Cloud 6s because those were a great pair of shoes, and I really went in depth to those shoes. I gave you guys some B-roll, I gave you guys some real-world situations, and basically everything. And the YouTube world is actually reacting to it very, very well. So I recommend that would be a great follow-up. And if you want to see that video, click right here. I'll see you in that one.